Hello everybody, how is it going today? All right, it is meal planning time again. Last week I had both my grocery haul and my meal planning video up days late. The meal plan or the grocery haul was 1 day, the meal plan was 2 days. And guys, I don't like to do that. I try to be super consistent with these. Not just for you guys, but because it actually helps me out. It's part of my weekly routine and it's what keeps things going. If we don't have a routine around here, with 10 people in our house, things will just fall apart. So let me go ahead. I'm going to show you guys where we're at on this meal plan, how things looked last week, how they look this week, and I am finally getting back on track with planning a little farther ahead. In fact, for a little while there, I've gotten really bad about not actually writing out my meal plan until like when Sean's actually out getting the groceries, which really doesn't work. A lot of scrambling. We have a lot of pantry stuff we need to get through. So I'm trying to work a lot of that in. But yeah, we're going to figure this out. So on that note, last week, I'm looking here. Okay. I had to figure out exactly where I'm at because I am working ahead. I have extra stuff on this page. I have more stuff on the next page. I've started working on the next 3 weeks. They're not complete and I will not complete them until right before that week because things change, plans change, and we're coming up on holidays. I've got a really bad habit of not looking at the calendar when I am doing this stuff. So last week we had this cheddar pesto with pasta and meat. Now that meat, I used some of the chicken meat from those fryer chickens that we try to get every week. Now this week we didn't get them because they were out. Depending what time of day Sean goes when he gets the groceries, it's kind of hit or miss on whether or not we can get them. This chicken shepherd's pie, that I actually talked about last week. It was kind of a crossover meal, I think, if I remember right. Basically, it's just my basic shepherd's pie recipe with some of the bacon ranch shredded chicken that I had in the fridge that needed to be used as well. Tacos, this is just regular tacos. Nothing super exciting there. I had accidentally written pizza down over here, and I said last week that that was intended to be for this week. But when I don't write things out far enough ahead and I'm not looking at a calendar, guys, I get thrown off. That's why planning can be so important. And it's not just about writing out what meals we're going to have. It's about knowing what day is what and where we're going to be. So I'm working on it. I'm getting back on track. My stress levels are down quite a bit. So then the steak and potato soup, that did not end up happening. We ended up, here's a little secret. Secret, not secret? I don't know. Yeah, we ended up with another placement last week, and I altered some of what our plans were and changed things up a little bit because we have to get to know each other, and I have to figure out what they like, what they don't like, and which really easygoing kid, guys. So it's going. I hate to say it this way, but it's going so much better than it was. I did record a life update video, which I'm going to try to get up here at the end of this week, that kind of explains everything that has happened, that is happening. It doesn't have the most recent info about this kiddo, but it's got everything else about the other kiddos that were with us and what happened with all of that. So moving on to this week. So, really quick for those who are new, because guys, I love it. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. I am seeing those numbers climb and it is making me so happy. So what I do is I write down, these are the things that we're planning on having. This over here is hopeful meals, meaning things that I either don't have all the ingredients for, but I'm hoping to get them when we go grocery shopping. And I'm saying that and I'm realizing I didn't write this way down in future weeks. Anyhow, and then I will write, so down here you're going to see where something has been added, things like that. It's my organized chaotic method. I can't even say it properly. Okay, so I'm going to run through that down here. So we've got mac and cheese with hot dogs because new kiddo does like that, so I made sure to add that. Griddle cakes. That is something we've gone over before. It's kind of like thick, like really thick pancakes. Usually chocolate chips in them. And again, it's something that is typically safe. I don't know if we've ever really met kids that don't like them, maybe one. And honestly, I think that's one of the other kids here who just doesn't always want them. Whatever. Cheeseburger bake. That is one of those things out of that Bisquick cookbook that I like to use. We've got egg sandwiches. We have got bacon, beans, and mashed potatoes. Such a warm and cozy meal. And then soup/chili. I left this one kind of blank because I have to acknowledge that I have been struggling. Like when I write down the steak and potato soup, well, I may not get to it, but I'm finding that in that case, I also shy away from making a different kind of soup that I may be able to pull together a little bit faster. So I just wrote soup/chili because I knew we would have it here at some point this week. We've had a lot of snow. Great time to have that kind of stuff. But it depends on what's going on as far as what kind we have. Now, this pizza is written on here. I'm going to come back to that in just a second. And this one over here, the IP honey, technically it's honey bourbon chicken, but the recipe doesn't have any bourbon in it. So I just write honeybee chicken. Okay, so this pizza, guys, technically we've already had this. This is the one that was written up here by accident. This is something we do not pick up until it's time to have it. We had company the other day when I was actually going to record my grocery haul, but it just, I wasn't able to. So I recorded that the next day. And so technically we've already had the pizza, so I'm just going to cross that off. And that's how that works. So if we're hoping to get it or we're planning for it and we haven't actually purchased it yet, it's going to go over here. Typically things I add throughout the week are going to get added over here. I'm not 100% sure why when I was writing stuff out yesterday, I wrote this over here instead of on this side because we've got all the stuff for it and we're just now into this week. And there are one or two things on here that we've already had that we'll cross off because again, guys, I'm running slightly late, but I'm still getting this up on Tuesday. Now really quick, you can see I've got that there. That is for next week. And then trying to get to the next page here. I have got some things started for the next week. Now I have found on average, I can write 3 weeks worth of meals on one notebook page. I don't use the back of the page. It starts to bleed through, especially when I'm doing the videos. It's easier not to. And I would really like to have no less than 5 meals written in my notebook and planned for. Typically, these meals are for dinners. If there's leftovers, we have those for lunch, as well as freezer foods or other things that we just keep on hand for all the time. If you are new to my channel, you may go back through some of my grocery hauls. Oops, sorry if I'm bumping stuff there. Some of my grocery hauls and stuff. And typically we buy a package of 2 fryer chickens from Sam's Club that we cook in the Instant Pots every week. And then Sean shreds them and we use that chicken as lunch meat throughout the week. And then I add it to other recipes and stuff. So we've always got stuff like that on hand. It works great for sandwiches. Some of the kids like to just nosh on some of the chicken. And so we've always got options around. Lunch is usually that low-key meal. Dinner is where I cook more. Sometimes though, depending on what the plans are though, I will change that up. And so like this week where I've got mac and cheese with hot dogs, that's probably going to be a lunchtime meal because some of these as well, I write them based on knowing how busy I may or may not be. And out of the weekdays this week, 3 out of the 5 days, I've got appointments with various kids. So I'm going to be on the go a lot. So the mac and cheese with hot dogs and the griddle cakes, technically the cheeseburger bake, even the egg sandwiches, though the kids tend to prefer when I make those. That is all stuff that either there is one specific teen that typically makes those items or they have the ability to make those items. Our 17-year-old makes the griddle cakes. The mac and cheese with hot dogs, honestly, any of them can make if I don't do it. The cheeseburger bake is typically something I make. However, our 15-year-old has taken over with some of that. She's really enjoying my cookbooks lately. And so it really helps out knowing that I can put specific things on this list that they can manage so that everybody continues to be fed no matter what else is going on in our lives. So that is our meal plan. And I try to pair this every week with our grocery haul, and together this is how we keep our budget where we do. Our budget is, we try not to go over $300 a week. Every week that we are under, that is awesome. At this point in time, we have not been using cash. I mean, what a pain right now, guys, when it comes to cash. We do still try to use it where we can because of opinions on keeping cash in the economy. But overall, we're not withdrawing cash from the bank, so it is something we're just paying out of our bank account for. So that extra is not actually being pulled aside. It is just sitting as extra in our bank account until the end of the month. But if you've watched through some of my grocery haul videos, you know that sometimes it does carry over. So we may have only spent $275 this week, but with Halloween next Saturday, we're going to have a bunch of company and stuff over for that. We're actually doing an indoor trick-or-treating type thing. Because, again, guys, if you've missed it, we have a huge house. Sorry, I've got something itching my eye. It's not that the house itself is so insanely huge or anything, but it is a very unique setup that gives us 9 bedrooms. And that equals long hallways with lots of doors. And because it is so cold out here right now, and with COVID and everything, and people just not sure if they're doing trick-or-treating this year, we decided to invite some friends over and do hallway trick-or-treating. So we're letting the teenagers decorate bedroom doors to look like house doors, and they're going to be inside each room, and then the little kids can go knock and go trick-or-treating still. And then we're going to share a meal, and I don't know yet if we're going to watch a movie here or if they're going home, because I know they had plans to watch Halloween movies that night. So we'll see. But that is our big plans for Halloween that will technically take place before you guys see the next video. So I'll have to share how that went. We will have to get groceries before then, though, because there is stuff on next week's meal plan that is for a shared meal on Saturday. It's going to end up being for dinner, which, again, this is assuming that they're staying for dinner. They might be leaving to go home and watch movies and stuff. I don't know. And now I feel like I'm rambling about completely unrelated stuff. So where I was going with that was the budget is because we might go over with having extra people being under on these other weeks. I just, in my mind, I know I've got an extra $25. I don't need to stress it. You know, if we end up spending $350 total, well, I know that we were under these other weeks too, so I don't stress it. Now, it would be really good, something like that, especially if you're on a super tight budget, to keep a notebook or something to keep track of how much extra you have and be crossing it off as you use it so that you do not end up overspending. We are very blessed that I've been able to get away with not keeping track of that at this point. But I know that if we were super tight right now, that I probably would have gotten us in trouble a time or two. So there is that truth. Anyhow, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. I look forward to any comments or questions down in the comment section down below. In the meantime, I hope that you're having a blessed day. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss everything else coming up next. And make sure to share my videos and my channel so I can keep growing and sharing more and more content with you guys. And I'll see you in the next one.